Anyway, I was told I'm supposed to start with a joke, so if it's not funny, it's Jules' fault. If it's funny, it's on me. Okay, so why is dark spelled with a K?
Why?
Because you can't see in the dark.
That's actually a pretty good one, I think.
Oh, what'd I say? Oh, why is dark spelled with a K and not a C?
You can't see.
Because you can't see in the dark. Ah, ha, 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 ha. And if you don't have Jesus, you will be living in the dark. Anyway. Alright, well, I'm going to open up in prayer. I know Byron just prayed, but I would like to say a little prayer before we get started. So if you bow your heads, please. Father, I come today, Lord, and I just thank you for this opportunity to get up here on the stage. And I just thank you for the opportunity to be able to be the one to speak your word, Lord. And I just pray that as I speak tonight, Lord, that you use me and that everybody around will hear what you have to say, Lord. And I just want you to know that what I'm saying is all your word, not my word, Lord. And I just pray that tonight goes well. Amen. All right. So, that's my title, Growing with God. And what I have to say tonight is basically that it's going to be a short night. I'll just warn y'all that. But what I have to say is growing with God takes more than just saying you want to grow with God. Because I know that most of us in this room have been to church camp or have been to an event and we've said, oh, I want to grow with God. But tonight, I'm here to tell you that it takes more of an intentional mindset to grow with God. You have to be intentional with growing with God. You have to have that mindset of, I want to grow, and you have to choose to grow. You have to fully submit to grow with God. Let's dive in. Jeremiah 29:13. Please turn with me in your Bibles to Jeremiah 29:13. And if you don't have a Bible, turn to the Word. I'm using the ESV version. It might differ from yours, but here's what I have to say. So Jeremiah 29:13 says, you will seek and find me when you seek with all your heart. And so, here's where I'm starting with. In order to grow with God, you have to have an intentional mindset. I want to grow with God. And what he's saying here is you have to seek with your whole heart in order to find him. So, what does it mean to seek with your whole heart? Does anybody have what they think it might mean to seek after something with your whole heart? What do you have to say, Kenny?
You have to be fully dedicated.
You have to be fully dedicated. Yes, I love that because it leads into my example. Dedication. One thing that takes a lot of dedication is becoming a performer, an athlete. So, in order to be an athlete, you have to eat, drink, sleep your athlete mindset. How many athletes are in the room? How many of y'all know a professional athlete? Someone that's really, really good at a sport. What's a sport, Kenny? What's a sport and who's good at a sport? What's a professional sport?
He's nicknamed the Manila Gorilla.
Is that Devin? Devin, you're a professional athlete? Alright, well, whenever I think of professional athlete, for some reason, I think of LeBron James. Sorry, Annabelle. That was Michael Jordan. Anyway, in order for LeBron James to become the best NBA player to ever be, that he reigns on top, he had to eat, drink, sleep basketball. No, he didn't actually chop up basketball and eat it or drink a basketball. But he had the mindset of, I'm going to go to bed at this time. I'm going to eat these certain foods. I'm going to drink these certain drinks in order to get the best performance that I can have. He ate, drank, slept basketball so that he could become the best. He didn't think, oh, I'll go to the gym on Wednesdays, Sundays, Tuesdays, and I'll become the best basketball player ever. He had to put in the work. He had to wake up early mornings. I'm not LeBron James, I don't really know what he does exactly. But he has to wake up early mornings, go work out, play basketball. He probably studies basketball drills. He probably watches games after, sees how he can improve himself. But what I'm trying to get to here is, in order for him to become the best basketball player he had, he basically had to dedicate his life to basketball. And he couldn't want to do basketball on the weekends. He had to take a full life dedication. And so what I'm going to leave with this is Matthew 7:21. So if you return to Matthew 7:21. Alright. Matthew 7:21 says, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of the Father is in heaven. I just read the wrong verse, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Alright. I'm going to say I'm a little lost, I'm not going to lie. I think it's Matthew 12. Yes, it's Matthew 12. Yeah, Matthew. No. I'm sorry, I'm so lost, guys. Go back to Matthew 7. Alright. I'm sorry, guys. Yes, okay. So Matthew 7:21. So when LeBron James puts in all this effort, he studies the drills, he plays basketball all the time, I can guarantee you that most of what he talks about is going to be basketball. When he sees something in life, he's going to think basketball. That's going to consume his life to the point of that's what he puts out. He's going to practice and practice and practice. And so when he performs what he practiced. And so, kind of like that in the realm of being a Christian, I would say, that's where it gets kind of wrong. But if you put in your life, and you fill in your life the gospel, you put in the word, you listen to Christian music, you fill your mindset with Christian things, you will then overflow Christian thoughts. You will overflow Christian actions, good actions. And now I'm going to lead to Matthew 12:30. I'm all over the place. I'm not going to lie. Let's go to Matthew 12:30. It says, "Whoever is not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters." And so, as a Christian, if you're not walking the walk and you're not putting in all this effort to become a Christian, a great Christian, put out actions of a Christian, my goodness, I'm all over the place. And he says, "You are for me. If you are not for me, you are against me." It's as simple as that. Let me just move on to the fence analogy. I'm pretty sure y'all heard the fence analogy where you're rather on one side of the fence or the other, right? It's like you're rather for God or you're against God. You can't sit on the fence because that fence is not going to hold you. If you are a large human, you're going to break the fence. So you have to be on one side or the other. Maybe. Just kidding. But anyway, you're either all in or you're not in at all. And so, goodness gracious, I'm just going to hop into the fire. Sorry. So I'm going to ask these questions. Are you all in when it comes to Christianity? Do you put in the work? Do you put in the work to be something? Do you read your Bible on early mornings? Do you pay attention and are your thoughts fulfilling to God? Are you studying His Word? Are you paying attention on church Sunday? Are you taking notes? Not only taking notes, but are you studying your notes that you take on Sundays and Wednesdays? And then my main question for tonight is it God that you turn to in times of struggle? When you struggle, is it God you lean to bring you joy? When you're hurting, is it God you lean to bring you joy? If you're scared, is it God you lean to bring you peace? When you're struggling, is it God you lean to? And I know that it can be hard to let God be the one that you trust in. It can be hard to let God be the one that you lean on. I know that there are other things in this world that are easy to turn to. Whether that be a person, a friend, a family, whether that can be maybe you want satisfaction from how many followers you have on social media. If you're getting the attention that you need on social media. If you're getting all them girls saying, "Oh my gosh, you're so pretty, you're such an angel, I wish I was like you." Like, if that's bringing you satisfaction, you're looking in the wrong place. Because, those things won't last forever. I know that we're teenagers and that this may seem extreme, but I know that as a teenager lifestyle, in the world we live in today, we are offered drugs, alcohol, pornography, bad relationships at such a young age. And I know that's something we face. And I know that is something many of us look to in times of down, and we need joy and we need to lift up. And these things, you can look at them and you can think to myself, maybe my boyfriend or my girlfriend will pick me up when I'm down. Or maybe if I go with these people and I do these things, it will bring me up. Or maybe if I can just put out the right photos and get the right amount of followers, it will lift me up. Or if I do this drug or I do this action, it will give me the high, or it will give me the buzz, or give me the feels to just keep carrying on. Well, I can promise you that those feelings, those temporary satisfactions are just that. They're temporary. They do not last forever. That they fade. Friends will fade. Friends aren't forever. People will always let you down. I already know that. Don't put your trust in people. Put your trust in God, because people will always let you down. Drugs, your high will fade. Alcohol, buzz will fade. All these feelings will fade. Nothing is temporary. But I'll tell you, there is one thing that's temporary, and that is God. God is temporary. He says in John 6:35, you'll turn with me to John 6:35. It says, Jesus said to them, "And I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger, and whoever believes in me shall never thirst." And what this means is exactly that. God is the fulfillment. God is that thing you should turn to in those times of down. When you need that satisfaction, when you need that uplift, when you need that thing to make you feel better when you're sad, when you need that thing to praise when you're in a high, when you need to look upon. You're not going to say, "Oh, I'm doing all this good stuff because I got all this attention," or I'm feeling better because I went out and did this. But instead, it's God who will, Jesus who will be your satisfaction, your eternal satisfaction. But the thing is, we have to choose God as our satisfaction. It is so easy to look at these other things and think, oh shoot, I'm down. It'd be so easy to just go and do this. It'll make me feel better for a short period of time. And when I'm down again, I'll just go right back to it. Or just this person, they always make me feel better, so I'll go to them. But then maybe one day that person will not be there. It's these temporary things that we choose to. But we have to be intentional with ourselves and say, no, God is who I'm going to go to. God's who I want to go to. God's who's going to be who lifts me up. God's going to be the one that brings me my satisfaction. God is going to be who defines me. Because with God, in order to grow with Him, you have to be intentional. You have to choose Him over these other things. Because if you go to God Wednesday nights and Sunday mornings and you're like, oh yes, God, God, God. Oh, that's good for you. But if you're going to all these other things the other days of the week, it's just, that's not being intentional. That's just going when you can. And so, in order to be intentional, we have to make sure God is everything. Or God, you are choosing God all the time, 24/7. And like, these things, I'm repeating myself, those things are so much easier to go to. Let's go to 1 Kings 18:21. And so, in this story, I'm pretty sure multiple of y'all have heard this, but Elijah goes and he's talking to these people, and these people are people who will go and they'll worship God when it's convenient for them. When God is the thing that's bringing joy, they'll go and worship it. But then when it's not God, they'll go to these other idols, and they'll go to these other forms of satisfaction. They'll be Wednesday, Sunday, and the rest of the week they'll be whatever else they can get. They'll make them feel better. But then Elijah finally has enough of it. He says, you know what? I'm sick and tired of it, because God said, whether you're for me or against me. And right now, when you're choosing multiple other idols and not God full time, you're against them. So he says right here, Elijah came near to all the people and he said, how long will you go limping between two different opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal, it's a weird word. Anyway, if those other things, if those other idols, then follow them. And the people did not answer him a word. So I ask you the same thing that Elijah asked those people. How long are you going to go limping between God when it's convenient for you and these other forms of satisfaction whenever it's convenient for you? And until you make that decision and say, no, I'm going to have God my full satisfaction. I'm going to have God 24/7. I'm going to have God 24 hours, 7 days a week, not just Wednesday, Sunday. That's when you'll then gain the opportunity to grow. When you're intentional with your relationship with God. When you choose that corny Christian music over other music. When you choose to pray whenever times get difficult. Whenever you choose to lean on God in any other times. When you give praise to God. When you make sure God gets the glory and God is. And that's when you will then have the opportunity to grow with God. But until you decide that it is God who's going to bring you your satisfaction 24/7, 7 days a week, and not Baal or these other idols. When you choose to follow God, that's when you can grow. Because God says, whether you're for me or against me. So you're rather for him, or you're for him on some days and not some days, which then you're against him, or you're completely against him. So you're rather for him or against him. There's no in between, really. And I know it's a really hard choice. I know, because it is so easy to go to those other things. But I will tell you, if you don't take the opportunity when you can, you'll get to a point in life. It'll get harder and harder and harder until you need God. And you have to be the one to be, you know what, I want God. I don't want to keep going into dark without the sea because I can't see. And so, whether you choose this love, this peace, this joy, this eternal satisfaction, or you choose other idols. But when you choose to grow with God, when you choose that relationship, you will then think, speak, and live as if God were leading your life, because that's the way it should. And that is it for tonight. Sorry about that, guys. But that was really short. And if we have time, I think Byron. If we have time, Byron will come over and sing a song. But I'm going to pray, and I know that was all over the place, and that was really sloppy. I'm sorry about that. But what I had to say tonight was really important, and I want you to think about that in this next song. And I'm going to pray, and while we sing that song, I want you to think to myself, am I going to follow God 24/7? Am I going to be intentional in my growth with God? Or am I going to continue to link between God and the against Him? So let me pray for you. Father, come today, Lord, and I thank you for this opportunity to get up here and speak. And I know it's sloppy, but Lord, your will be done tonight. What you have to say is said. I come today and I thank you for what has been said, and I pray that this song is all for you. Amen.